What is up, guys? This is Aviation 24 here, coming at you with another long-awaited Eastern Liberty Airport update. The airport has definitely seen some major changes over the last time you guys have saw it, over like a year and a half, nearly I believe 2 years now. But yeah, without further ado, let's get started here with this Frontier Airlines Airbus A320 Neo and the Champ Bronco tail. This plane is just rotating right now as it's making its way out to Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Right here, waiting for the Frontier to clear the runway, we have the DHL 777-200F. This aircraft is going to be making a beautiful departure out to Anchorage, Alaska. Alright, next up, after the DHL waiting for a departure, is United Express Embraer E175. This plane is operated on the behalf of SkyWest, and this plane has made a flight earlier from Washington Dulles, and right now it's about to head out to Cleveland Hopkins Airport. Here we have the United 737-900 in the EcoSky's livery. This aircraft is pushing back to head to Houston Intercontinental Airport. Next up for departure is the Breeze Airways Embraer E195 E1. This plane is getting ready to head out to Richmond, Virginia, right after the United Express E175. Here we have the Nepal Airlines Airbus A330-200. This aircraft is going to be making a flight out to Kathmandu and be making a stop in London Heathrow. Right here, getting pushed back from gate Alpha 13 is the United Airlines Boeing 737-800 in the Star Alliance livery, the new one to be more specific. This plane is currently being pushed back for its flight out to San Diego, and it made an earlier flight from Denver, Colorado. Here we have a United 737-700 in the regular color scheme. This aircraft is getting pushed back for its flight out to St. Martin, and it came in earlier from St. Thomas. Right here we have the WestJet Saab 340 operated by WestJet Encore. This plane is currently taxiing towards the runway 13 right, and it's going to make a flight out to Toronto Pearson with a later stop into Montreal. Here we have an American 737-800 with the new winglet color scheme. This aircraft is going out to Austin, Texas, but came in earlier from Montego Bay. Right here we have the United Express Embraer E170 on the arriving taxiway because he has just arrived in from Burlington, Vermont, and is going to be making a later departure tonight out to Greensboro, North Carolina. Go. Right here we have a WestJet 737 MAX 8 in a new livery. This aircraft is going to be making a lovely flight out to Calgary. Right here we have the Air Canada Express Mitsubishi CRJ-900. This plane is waiting for the WestJet after the American, after so many other planes. But this plane is going to be making a flight out to Ottawa, Ontario, and it came in earlier from Toronto, Ontario. Right here we have an American Airbus A321T. This aircraft is going to be making a flight out to San Francisco. Right here we have the United Boeing 757-200 in the old Continental / United old livery, color scheme. This plane has arrived in from Eagle County Airport and will be making a later departure out to Edinburgh, Scotland. Right here we have a JetBlue Airbus A321 in the balloon's tail. This aircraft is going to be making a flight out to Norman Manley International, or otherwise known as Kingston International Airport. And this aircraft came in earlier from Cancun, Mexico. Right here, finishing up the very strange pushback pattern that they had to do for this gate. But anyways, it's the JetBlue Airbus A321 in the Prism's tail. This plane is currently being pushed back for St. Martin, and it came in earlier from Fort Lauderdale. And here's our most patriotic aircraft. This is the Southwest 737-800 in the Freedom 1 livery. This aircraft is going to be heading out to Dallas Love Field and came in earlier from Baltimore. Right here we have the United Boeing 737 MAX 8 in the brand new United livery. This plane has just arrived in from Fort Myers and will be making a later departure out to Phoenix Sky Harbor.
Right here we have the cargo jet 767-300F. This aircraft is going to be making a lovely flight out to Bermuda.
Right here we have the Delta Airlines Boeing 767-300ER. This plane is currently taxiing towards the active runway, which is runway 13 right, but this plane is going to be making a flight out to London Heathrow, and it came in earlier from Los Angeles.
Right here we have an American Eagle ERJ 175. This aircraft is pushing back for its flight out to Pittsburgh and came in earlier from Indianapolis.
Next up, we have the beautiful Southwest Boeing 737 MAX 8 in the Yuma 1 livery. If you guys would like a review for this plane, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be sure to check it out. But anyways, this plane is currently pushing back for Denver, Colorado, and it came in earlier from Portland.
Right here we have an Alaska 737-900ER. This aircraft is pulling into the gate from Santa Ana and will be making a later flight out to Seattle, Tacoma.
Right here we have the Delta Connection CRJ 700, operated by Endeavor. This plane has just arrived in from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and will be making a later flight out to Huntsville, Alabama.
Right here we have an Airpuff 737-800 in the braided tail. This aircraft is coming in from Orlando, Florida.
Right here we have the American Airlines Airbus A319. This plane is just pulling off runway 22 right and has just arrived in from Charlotte, North Carolina, and will be making a later departure out to Eagle County Airport.
Right here we have a Delta Airbus A321 in the big thank you livery. This aircraft came in from Detroit and somehow survived, but it will be making a later flight out to Salt Lake City.
And finishing off for the aircraft that are on taxiways/runways is the Japan Airlines Boeing 787-9, and just the regular livery, which is just really boring. But this plane is pushing back for its flight out to Tokyo, Haneda. Right here we have the United Boeing 757-200 in the new livery. This plane has just arrived in from Houston Intercontinental and will be making a later departure out to Denver, Colorado. And next up is a United Boeing 737-900ER, also in a new livery. This plane has arrived in from Montego Bay, Jamaica, and will be making a later departure out to Cancun, Mexico. And next up we have the Copa Airlines Boeing 737-800 in their current livery. This plane is getting ready, about to head out to Panama City, Panama. And moving back to United again is the United Airbus A320, but this is sporting the old livery. This plane is currently getting bags loaded on for its flight out to Sacramento, but it came in earlier from Cincinnati. Right here, going back to another international carrier, is the Air Canada Rouge Airbus A321. This plane is currently getting catering done for its flight out to Calgary, Alberta. Right here we have the United Boeing 757-200 in the California Herod livery. This plane is getting catering done for its flight out to Edinburgh, but it arrived in earlier from Reykjavik, Iceland. Right next to the United Herod is the United Airbus A320, also in the new livery. This plane is currently getting bags loaded on from a flight from Calgary, Alberta. It will make a later departure out to Chicago O'Hare. Next up, we have a brand new member to the whole United fleet is the Mesa CRJ 900LR. This plane is currently getting bags loaded on and everything loaded on for its flight out to Charlotte, North Carolina. Right here we have the United Express CRJ 550 operating on behalf of GoJet Airlines. This plane has came from Wilmington, Ohio, I believe, and will be making a later flight out to Syracuse, New York. Right here we have the United Boeing 737 MAX 8. This plane has arrived in from Tampa, Florida,
but it will be resting overnight to make a flight out to Denver, Colorado the following morning. Right here we have the Austrian Airlines Boeing 777-200ER in their new livery. This plane has arrived in from Vienna and is currently getting bags in. It's about to get catering done soon for its flight back out there. And right next to him is the Air Canada Boeing 787-8 in their new livery. This plane is currently getting bags taken off as it just arrived in from Vancouver, but will be staying overnight to make a flight the following morning. Right here we have one of the brand new models, as you guys saw in our latest review. One of our latest model reviews is the Lufthansa Airbus A330-300 in a new livery. This plane has arrived in from Munich and will be making a later flight back out there in just a few minutes as it's getting catering done. Right here getting fueled up is the United Boeing 777-200ER. This plane has just arrived in, well, hasn't just arrived in, but arrived in earlier from Tel Aviv, and is currently getting its last drop of fuels in for its flight out to London Heathrow. Right here is the Sun Country Boeing 737-800. This plane is just overnighting from its flight from Minneapolis and will make a flight back out there the following morning. Right here we have another overnighting plane. Here is the Flare Boeing 737-800 in their older color scheme, the 2018 color scheme. This plane has arrived in from Toronto Pearson and will make a flight back out there the following morning. Alright, now moving on to the Terminal A Charlie gates, which mainly consists of JetBlue. Starting us off at the gates here is the JetBlue Airbus A321neo in the balloon's tail. As you can tell, this plane is getting the bags taken off from its flight from Bridgetown. It will make a later departure out to Sacramento. And then moving on next is the JetBlue Airbus A321 Mint Prism Tail aircraft. This plane is currently getting its bags unloaded from coming in from Seattle, Washington, and will make a later flight out to Las Vegas. And then finishing off for Terminal A as a whole is the JetBlue Airbus A320 in the Blueberry's tail. This plane is currently getting its bags taken off the aircraft as it just arrived in from Chicago O'Hare and will make a later departure out to New Orleans. Alright, moving on to the cargo gates. Here we have the Magma Boeing 747-400. This plane has arrived in from Cincinnati and will be making a later departure out to Anchorage, Alaska. And right next to him is the UPS Boeing 747-8. This plane has arrived in from Louisville and will be making a later flight out to Dubai Worldport Airport. Right here we have two beautiful Airpuff, a Boeing 737 MAX 8 and an Airbus A330-300, both sporting Airpuff's brand new livery. These planes are currently just hanging out here at Eastern Liberty, as they will be sent off to Airpuff's new headquarters at Nebu Airport, and also their other hub at Aslan Airport. Next up, here we have the Lufthansa Cargo MD-11. I know this beautiful plane has been unfortunately retired like a while back now, but I just like keeping it around. We like to have it around on the airport because it's honestly such a beautiful plane. I mean, sure, it's just a Euro white livery, but like it's such a very nice and pretty Euro white livery, especially for a cargo airline. But this plane is going to be making a flight out to Frankfurt. And then next up, we have the Prime Air Boeing 767-300F. This plane is currently getting everything loaded on, all those Amazon packages getting loaded on for its flight out to Ontario, California, and it came in earlier from Cincinnati. And right here we have two other aircraft in our temporary hard stands over here until the airport expands out further. But here on the left we have the Alaska Boeing 737 MAX 9 in the Orca livery. As you know, with the 737 MAX 9 grounding, with the plug door issue, yeah, that plane is currently just going to be sitting there until further notice. And then on the right, we have the C-17 for Dover Air Force Base. They're currently getting the crew loaded on so it can head out to McGuire Air Force Base later on this afternoon. Moving on to Terminal C, housing Delta Airlines, Breeze Airways, Swoop, well, now known as WestJet Airlines, Southwest, Alaska,
and some American Eagle and Air Canada Express. But yeah, this terminal is mainly just for domestic use mainly, but some international flights, as you know, with the WestJet and the Air Canada Express, and some Delta flights that leave internationally, and maybe one or two Southwest flights. But continuing on, here we have the Delta Airbus A321. This plane is currently just getting bags loaded off from its flight from Cancun, Mexico, and will be making a later departure out to Orlando. Right here we have the beautiful swoop Boeing 737-800, which is now, since from October 2023, is now back as WestJet, as Swoop has moved their operations back to, be back with WestJet. So Swoop is no longer a thing, unfortunately. It was such a sad thing to hear because honestly, I think Swoop could have lasted a lot longer, but I'm kind of really confused on why. But I guess it was just financial troubles, probably. But this plane is going to be making a flight out to Calgary, and it came in earlier from there. Right here we have the Delta Boeing 757-300. This is one of our new models. This plane has arrived in from Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson and will be making a later departure out to Anchorage, Alaska. Right here is one of our other new models, which you guys have most definitely seen the unboxing video for, but it is our beautiful Delta Airbus A319. This plane is currently getting bags taken off the aircraft right now, as it has just arrived in from Bermuda and will be making a later departure out to New Orleans. Right here we have the Delta Airbus A321neo. This is a somewhat new model for you, well, for us, but for you guys it's completely new. But this plane has arrived in from Mexico City, Mexico, and will be making a flight out to Guatemala City, Guatemala. Now moving on to the Southwest gates. Here we have the Southwest Boeing 737-800 in their new livery, which looks like an absolute beautiful and stunning livery. This plane is currently getting its final bags loaded on for its flight out to Nashville, and it came in earlier from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Now moving on to the two Alaska gates. Here we have the Alaska Boeing 737-900ER. This is the one with the plug door, but fortunately it didn't blow out on the last flight, but hopefully it doesn't blow out on the next flight. But it's going to be making a flight out to Los Angeles, and it came in earlier from San Francisco. And this is also in a UNCF livery. But right here is the American Eagle CRJ 900. As you can tell, this plane has definitely seen better days on the American Eagle logo right there. On this side, I don't know why it rubbed off so easily, but it kind of looks like one of the Mesa liveries. But this plane is currently getting its bags loaded on for its flight out to Philadelphia, but it came in earlier from Sarasota. Then next up is the American Eagle Embraer E145, operated on the behalf of Piedmont Airlines. This plane has just arrived in from Philadelphia and making a flight back out there, as this is one of the few routes that it does. And then finishing us off for Terminal C as a whole is the Air Canada Express Embraer E175S. This plane is currently getting passengers and its final bags loaded on, as it will be making a flight out to Montreal. And also this aircraft is also operated on behalf of Jazz Aviation. Moving on to Terminal B, which houses American Airlines and One World Partners, along with Spirit Airlines that have 4 gates here. But besides from that, here we have the American Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 8. This plane is currently getting bags on for its flight out to Mexico City, but it came in earlier from Montego Bay, Jamaica. Right here we have the American Eagle Embraer E170. This plane is operated on the behalf of Republic Airways. This plane is currently just arrived in from Washington Reagan and will be making a later flight out to Chattanooga. Right here we have the American Airlines Airbus A320. This plane is currently getting its final bags loaded on and also getting its last bit of fuel loaded onto the aircraft before it makes its flight out to Charlotte, North Carolina. Right here we have our American Airlines Boeing 737-800 in the regular livery. This plane is currently getting its catering done and its final boarding call also being done for its flight out to Mexico City,
and it came in earlier from Seattle, Washington. And right here we have the Spirit Airbus A321. This plane has arrived in from Detroit and will be making a later flight out to Las Vegas. Right here we have the American Airlines Boeing 777-300ER. This plane has arrived in early from Sao Paulo, Brazil, and will be making a later departure out to London Heathrow. Right here we have the Delta Connection CRJ-900 operated by the behalf of Endeavor. This plane has arrived in from Bentonville and will be making a later departure out to Myrtle Beach. Right here we have the Delta Boeing 737-800 Indy Sky Team livery. This plane is just arrived in from Tampa, Florida, and will be making a later departure out to Salt Lake City. Having the final boarding call is the Delta Boeing 737-900ER. This plane is about to head out to Guadalajara, and it came in earlier from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Right here we have the Virgin Atlantic Boeing 787-9. This plane has arrived in earlier from Manchester and is currently getting its catering and final bags and passengers loaded on for its flight out to London Heathrow. Right here is a pretty new plane to you guys. Is the Egypt Air Boeing 777-300ER. This plane is currently getting its bags and its final, basically everything, catering, passengers, fuel, and it's going to make its flight out to Cairo tonight. Right here we have our beautiful Delta Airbus A330-300, and as you can tell, this plane has just pulled into the gate as you have the baggage car approaching the aircraft towards front of the forward cargo door. But this plane has arrived in from Athens, Greece, and will be making a later flight tonight out to Belgium. Right here, waiting to be pushed back, is the Delta Boeing 767-300ER. This plane has came in earlier from London Heathrow and is currently waiting to make the turnaround flight out to Reykjavik. Alright, finishing off this airport update, which is, you won't really see this singular jet bridge attending an A380. But anyways, here is one of our other new planes, is the Emirates Airbus A380 and the Dubai Expo livery. This plane is such a beautiful plane, but this plane is getting its final catering on board for its flight out to Dubai. And as of that being said, guys, thank you guys all for watching. Sorry if the airport update was kind of a little bit rushed and a little bit planned towards the end. It's just that I was trying to get out an airport update, especially for Eastern Liberty, out for you guys as soon as possible. But I mean, since you guys have stuck around this long, might as well give you guys one of your favorite airports that you guys love to watch all the time. So yeah. As of that being said, we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.